they said, the singing of the swan you will not silence. That was the thing which they said, didn't they? The prophecy by John Huss about Martin Luther. 100 years from now, he said, when he was burned at the stake, John Huss. So he said that, singing of the swan you will not silence, 100 years from now. So that was the 95 thesis hammered on the Wittenberg Chapel by yeah. So that was the start of the Reformation. So we've got Martin Luther then, 100 years after John Huss. And the prediction John Huss gave while he's burning on the stake, so came so true. And then you have, of course, in church history, you got the Waldenses in north of Italy, and they made resistance to the Pope. But of course, the 1,260 days, 3.5 years, they say, 1,260 days, I believe is the 1,260 years. And because a day should be for a year, Ezekiel chapter 4 and verse 6. So the 1,260 days or years is an important figure. Now 3.5, some people have mixed it up, the 3.5 years, as being to do with Daniel chapter 9 and verse 26 and 27, when it says the Messiah would be cut off after 70 weeks, which is 490 days, 490 years. So if we look at the 7 years at that time, it talks about the 69 weeks and then the 70th week as being the time when the Messiah, would be cut off, the Mashiac. And it says kodesh, the word means the Messiah is holy. So it's implying that, of course, that the Messiah would come and would die for the sins of the world, not for his own sins. So that's what it means, holy, kodesh, in the Hebrew. So the Mashiach then was to die, and in the 70th year it talks about in the middle of those years, 3.5 years into it. I believe that is the time of the John the Baptist, the first 3.5 years, and the last 3.5 years was about Jesus and his ministry for 3.5 years. See if I can zoom in. Anyway, the thing is, with the 70 years there, that the Messiah would be cut off. We also remember the predictions of the Messiah that in Psalm 22, of course, verse 16, that he would have his hands and feet pierced, and in chapter 18 of Deuteronomy, in verse 18, it says that he would come and teach the people like Moses, and that he would give laws like Moses, which Jesus did on the Sermon on the Mount, for instance. But instead of saying, the condemnatory and the earthquake and all the thunders and lightnings, whatever, thou shalt not, became happy are you if you do. So Jesus said, blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. Blessed are the pure in heart, or happy are the pure in heart. Jesus came, of course, with the positive side, as of course when the woman was taken in adultery, Jesus said, neither do I condemn thee, go and sin no more, but they were going to stone her with stones according to the laws of Moses. So just saying that the fact is the Messiah was to come, and that his prediction in chapter 49 of Genesis think it's verse 10, when it says, when Shiloh comes, which I believe means the Prince of Peace, where we get the word shalom from. When he comes, it says that that would be at the time when the last king would be Jesus, because it says the ruler would never leave Israel or Judah until that particular time. When Jesus came in, there was no more kings. Herod was the last. There was 4 governors, but they weren't kings as such. And so that's that part of the Bible. So when we look at the aspect, okay, of the that's the 3.5 years. The Messiah again is predicted to come in Isaiah chapter 53, isn't it? When it says he was pierced for our transgressions, or he was wounded for our transgressions, and he was bruised for our iniquities. The chastisement of our peace was upon him, and by his stripes we are healed. So, you know, these things are in the Bible, and they're clear to see, and we've got no excuse. It says that your king shall come to you, lowly, riding upon an ass, the foal of a donkey. And Jesus, of course, he came in that way into Jerusalem. So when we look at the Bible and its prophecies and predictions, they all came true. And that, again, 1,260 days, I believe, is a time, the 1,260 days or 1,260 years from Constantine to Martin Luther. So we'll come back to Martin Luther now. At the end of that 3.5 years, or 1,260 days, or as being a separate time event, so that when the Bible teaches us the 1,260 days or years, it's a different time. Now, Jerusalem, okay, I believe is, of course, we're told about 70 AD that it was destroyed by Titus, you know, the Roman general, in the 70 AD. But the Jerusalem became wicked and corrupt, and it persecuted the apostles, and they crucified Jesus, of course, and they were ripe for, you know, destruction, in the sense that Jesus said, you know, I would have gathered you as a hen gathers her chicks, but you would not. So when you look at that scripture prophecy, I would have gathered you as a hen gathers her chicks. Jesus was predicted to be the Son of Righteousness, who would he would come with healing in his wings into the world. He was the Son of Righteousness. Now, the thing is, this 3.5 years is a different time. Anyway, what we're talking about now is the predictions of where the 95 thesis was written by, you know, the Reformer, and we've got to remember that the Bible was given to us in our language, and that was the important part. For 1,260 years the Bible was written in Latin. Nobody understood it except few priests and things, and that's why it's so important we have the Bible in our language. And this is what I'm trying to point at, that when it says the 2 prophets were in the street, I believe that that was the Old and New Testaments, and they were in the street for 1,260 days, and that's what I'm on about. So anyway, just to finish off the video, I'm just pointing out that the 3.5 days and the 3.5 years, it's 3.5 years, which is again 1,260, because a day shall be for you a year, as God says.